I would assume so though, because yeah, we saw so many rounds. Like we talked about the AVG round, especially when Connor brought it up, was he would be peeking in situations like Skull Door, and he would just be waiting for an angle, looking for players from Freddy's tacos, and he would get pick after pick. Open up that AV or that vault wall, walk in AVG, just start taking shots, firing at anybody he can, and taking fight after fight, winning again and again. And it definitely was. I definitely wondered, like, how was he doing that? How is he so good at this? Oh well, let's see. Maybe he will do it again once again today. But the first ban, we give it a buck. We've seen this a couple times, but still something not quite often done.
Now, we don't see Buck banned all too often. We do see Flores banned a little bit more frequently than Buck. I wouldn't say super common, but you see a Flores ban, it's not going to be something that shocks you. You understand why he's getting banned. On a lot of the times on Villa, there are a lot of times where shields play in very important positions, almost similar to Chalet, albeit to a little bit less of an extent. For example, usually on Trophy and Statuary, somebody places a shield on that triple panel, plays behind it to deny anybody either entering from bricks or anybody entering from the main hallway outside of 90. Without a Flores, that shield is a lot more powerful and a lot harder to deal with. For the defensive bans, it's Valkyrie and Mira. Valkyrie is extremely powerful on this map because you can C4 from below really easily, playing off of the abundance of intel Valkyrie has with those black eye cameras, and Mira for similar reasons as Benny and I explained previously. Black mirrors can be extremely difficult to play around on sites like Aviator and Games, and to circle back to end where the ban phase began, that Buck ban, a lot of soft floors on Villa, especially since the two primary sites are all on the second floor, a lot of potential to open up and play vertical from below.
Yep, definitely. You can do it with grenades as well, but I'd say like my big example of how powerful Valkyrie is on Villa. We'll talk about PG played, Parabellum played against, PG played against. Was it? I think it was the playoff grand finals or upper finals. I guess
Yeah, it was
say,
Orderless.
when they had Spirits get that clutch 1v2 clutch because he had the intel inside of Statuary.
Or
he got both those kills in the planter and the person covering them.
There was... I'm wondering, are we talking about the same thing? Because there was literally another exact clutch like that with Eska. It wasn't in the grand finals. It was in a group stage game. But Eska...
Maybe I might be very wrong. Because my memory's faulty. You know that already.
Well, Benny, I'm not saying yours did not happen. But what I do know did happen, again, because we actually did cast this. I cast it specifically. Was Eska was inside a bedroom and had a similar play. It was. I think
it's one maybe I'm talking about.
It was a 2v5 overall, and I think it was actually a 1v4 technically if we're just talking about Eska.
Yeah.
But he was Valkyrie.
That's the round where I just think about how powerful Intel is, because he literally won the round from all the. Well, he won the round only because of Intel, but Intel played a big.
It was a big
factor
reason.
in a lot of that. It was a huge factor in that round. So, it's not crazy to see Valkyrie banned every single game.
And while there's no Valkyrie here, what we are seeing from Panik at the moment is what has quickly become, I would say, one of the close to a default setup, if not a default setup, on Aviator and Games. You have both the Tachanka and the Smoke as two different options for wasting time. Vet playing aggressively on the shield, he can throw smokes either at the study door or at the main stairs, but Oasis will probably play behind bar as that Tachanka and can send fire grenades at the bottom of main stairs in order to deny players like Panik or any of the entries on Outlast from pushing up those stairs. And again, that's quickly become a very common setup on the site. Tied with Barring and combined with Barring and Psychosis on the Jaeger and the Wamai, it's really difficult to take that main stairs away from the defense with everything, basically the utility, pointed at you.
Yeah, it's interesting because the LMG from Tachanka can open up walls, so you can now have the Smoke not bring a shotgun and bring the FMG instead if they're more accustomed to the FMG rather than the SMG-11. So it's interesting to see that happen. Maybe more players will bring it off and not bring the shotgun. No, the shotgun can be helpful in engagements as well, especially those close quarters, pushing up those main stairs or pushing on the site. But let us see what Outlast has in store to deal with. We said that all the utility, the smoke canisters, the incendiary grenades from the Shamika launcher. How are they going to be able to bypass that? Well, they can just go the other way. They don't even have to walk up those main stairs if they don't need to. So for the moment, it looks like Outlast are electing to push in through this north side to the south side. And what we've seen from Panik Gaming, we've seen other teams in the past to open up that vault wall, take control of vault. But the first thing is dealing with gotcha psychosis on these red stairs. Oh,
well, he's quickly dealt with. Panik was able to swing out and win that gunfight. And I was initially worried because Outlast spent a minute and a half on those main stairs, and all they got was that they should not clear out main stairs. They rotated over, but there are two things going their way. One, the kill on the Psychosis on red means they can push up much more aggressively than they could have previously. But also, Thatcher has been unbanned. He can use his utility to open up Vault Wall and expedite the execute a lot quicker than they might otherwise. And now that Barring's gone as well, they might have rotated with only half the round remaining after the previous half had already elapsed. But look at how much ground they picked up in such a short period of time. But the intel, it's not It's not full on Gotcha, not from below. He actually might have pre-placed that C4. I'm not sure what he did, but it has landed a kill onto Nomad. The Thatcher, though, he's already used the majority of his EMP grenades. His impact has already been felt, and Outlast still has the man advantage going into the execute. The Shamika grenades will fire out and force make Spudsack's entry a lot more difficult into the site. Now with Gotcha evening things up, Panik might have just retaken control of that round. They can continue delaying. They can keep stalling time. They can keep doing whatever the hell they want with Outlast attack. Oasis waiting will get shut down by the pistol of Spud. Excellent kill by him, but Vet's still holding it down, wasting time. Where will they push in? Outlast have to decide. He lands one kill, the one that matters, finds the second. 3 for Fettuccini. He gets all the final kills and gets Panik their first round as well.
I guess that's why you bring the FMG. He just pulls out 2 SMGs and deals with all 3 attackers rushing into sight. But like you said before, the big factor there was Outlast spent a good minute and a half looking at main stairs, not really making the play, figuring out that not only there was a smoke, but there also was a Tachanka waiting at top main stairs to deny the push up. They didn't want to waste all their time there, though they did waste quite a bit of time already. So they go for that, elect for that north to south take instead. They deal with Psychosis early, pretty quickly on those red stairs. They deal with Barring, who got aggressive in 90, swings, loses his fight, but because of the time, they had to push quickly without really opening up too many things, and they were losing fights to, well, Gotcha C4, Gotcha swing classical. He was holding off those angles very well, and they couldn't really push Skull Door because, you know, the smoke cannons and the incendiary grenade, so they had to push down that classical hallway, which they inevitably were able to, but in the dying seconds, they pushed down into bar, into games, and at that point, Fett was sitting no smoke cannons, but an FMG and an SMG-11 in hand to deny all 3 players from making that play happen.
Also, you said that's why you picked the FMG. Still think the shotgun probably would have been good there.
Could have been. Well,
Very,
I don't know that.
Very close quarters.
That first engagement, though. I don't know.
I still think he could have made the shotgun work, especially considering I don't think he was looking at Fett at all.
That's true too. I don't think Spud even knew he was there.
Yeah. So that little quibble. Beyond that, we're fine. I'm just kidding. I agree with everything you said. But I just wanted to find some reason to annoy you.
Disagree.
Yeah, it's I can't help it. It's like breathing.
Fucking freaking zoom.
Anyway, trophy statuary. Second round for Panik's defense. Of course, here's what I will say: if Outlast can still make an opening in the way that they did, probably we'll see them put some rounds on the board, even if they suffer early on. Right now, since they're rotating all the way on the opposite side of the map, I doubt we'll see them rotate to a direct take. They're gonna start out from the southern side, push AVG. We'll spot one playing inside a bar right now. We'll jump off the Yonaclone. Now they know that Gotcha is currently playing in this position. Is anybody with him? It appears not. They do have Psychosis down below, and actually Fett. No, is that Fett? Is he down? No, he is with Gotcha. Okay, my eyes were starting to deceive me, and they'll manage to find the first kill. Not on any of the 3 players currently extended to Aviator Games. They find Psychosis playing inside of Art, getting incredibly aggressive. So while this extension into Aviator Games is still intact, still the first and second kill for Outlast.
Well, this is a refrag from Barring to take out Panik, one of the entry players from the side of Outlast. Barring's also been down apparently too. So if Barring, can he get picked up? No, it looks like he's a bit too far to get picked up, so he'll get finished off by Jewel. And now it's Fett and Oasis in a 2v4. Outlast looking to take 1 round back. Oasis sees 1 but can't win the fight. Looks like Oasis maybe ran intel on Nomad pushing up through Bicycle, but Nomad still wins that fight. Crouch walking through Bicycle. Now it's on a Fett in a 1v4. And he's getting a pre-fire roll by Atheno through the wall. And he's down now. And that's almost a flawless job, but still quite an advantageous, quite a stumble from the side of Panik.
That was a hell of a round coming out from Outlast. Got that first kill onto the player in Art, and it was like, okay, Psychosis was a little bit separate. He was far off. But Panik still have a rock-solid extension up top. They have those 3 players. They can all play off each other, play for those trades. You know you can't counter with bullets? A grenade. And that's what happened. Grenades sent on in. If there were ADSs there, they were burned, or maybe Gotcha just wasn't in a position where there were any ADSs nearby. He gets caught off guard. Even though Barring manages to land a trade falling off, Outlast picked them off, either rotating back to the site or the moment they set foot in trophy or statuary. That was overall just a really good round by Outlast. Started off well. They've won the entry duel twice in a row. And while one of their kills was traded out, they still got 2 kills to start things out before Panik Gaming even had an impact in that round up until that point. So evening things out 1-1. Now moving down to Kitchen as well. Outlast already had a pretty solid start in round number 1. They had that finish in round number 2. If they can keep stringing together rounds like that, the loss of Genesis for the time being is not going to look like it's weakening them at all.
Well, see, we're going back to what I thought was going to happen last round. What's happening this round is the pulse. Having the pulse, who before I thought was going to be happening last round, but having the pulse play below inside of piano, and having the Ronies of both Gotcha and Psychosis on the Mozzie and Aruni play those two positions like they did last round, which we've seen in past do pretty well. This was, I think this was against Fernies. They actually execute perfectly, denying the entire first start entry for Fernies when it came to Villa. So the question is, are they going to be able to do it again against Outlast here? Or has Outlast done their homework and know this play from the side of Panik Gaming? Because we've seen before in past VODs. And well, Panik goes down first. The entry to one of the players, looks like he was outside getting down by Gotcha with that with that Roni, even though it's been nerfed. So good job from Panik, but you can't quite, finish that kill off because he's outside by the bathroom.
Yeah, you simply cannot finish off that kill. And it looks like Gotcha actually might be finished off right here.
The...
He is spotted, but he manages to find Atheno, the very player who spotted him. So not only do you get that kill further, and actually, now that Panic's getting picked back up, oh no. Is he going to hear the sound cue? Is he going to jump out? It's a bait by Spud. He knows that Gotcha could still jump out from that position. He is playing so carefully. He's probably reached the point where Gotcha is rotated off, but he knows that the longer he pressures here, the more likely it is that Panic's going to die. His teammate has to decide whether to let him die or to rotate off. He does manage to get him up. That is huge for Outlast chances. It's still a 5v4, still Panik at the man advantage, but Gotcha has certainly done quite a lot, not only in physical warfare, taking down Athena, but in the mental warfare, how much fear he put in the hearts of Spud and Panik.
Time-wise, too, half the round's already gone, and they've not really gained any control. Sure, they've gained some control on that first floor. They have control of piano, but top floor still, Gotcha's raiding free, running around, just, getting intel. They have intel on him. Psychosis elsewhere takes out Jewel, though, so another player off the board. There goes your Hard Breach, too. That may be helpful, maybe needed for an execute, but they won't have that for later on. So now they're chasing down Gotcha. Nomad's just running by, pre-firing with that G8, just trying to find a kill on the Gotcha. And he's
still
back.
holding it.
He's going back for the kill. He's going back to try and take control of 90 and stop them from even taking control of top floor. Oh my god.
I mean, it's understandable at this point. Outlast was still struggling to rotate down or clear out that roam. With a minute left, you can afford to get a little bit aggressive. He wasn't giving his life away. He was just still contesting, pressuring that area. And now that Outlast has rotated down, Gotcha just has free verticality. He knows that nobody's going to push that top floor, and if they do, they're going to have to push into the full force of the defense still up there, and Gotcha will be there waiting. He's rotated down Astra Stairs right now, waiting to finish off Panik, which he downed earlier on. Does have that long angle. I actually changed my mind, or we'll change what I said, the Psychosis on the Mozzie, but I imagine Gotcha is still eager to finish what he started. It's instead barring to get that kill, takes his head clean off, finishes the job on Panik. That will finally fall, and Outlast will have a say in this round's outcome, but not much one. More of a whimper than any general statement. Nomad sees one more, sees Gotcha, will manage to land a nice shot onto him, I will admit. But with 10 seconds left, you're going to need more than a nice pre-fire with the G8 to win this round. You'll need 3 kills in 5 seconds, or somehow a miracle to get the bomb down. Neither seem to be manifesting. Second round for Panik.
Unfortunate for them. Just again, that early game from the side of Outlast has been hit or miss, and really big. I think getting it down. Gotcha getting. Well, at the first pick, who's the first pick again?
First pick was Gotcha onto Athena.
So Gotcha gets the first pick and it down actually in the beginning. That's actually huge for the fact they did that. So he caused them to lose that first entry and waste about a minute and a half trying to deal with him in the first place. And then at that point, Outlast trying to transfer to a horizontal take and running into Psychosis above, running into different players elsewhere where they barring playing inside of Memorial. Couldn't deal with him either. So unfortunately, Outlast had no real control, no utility to try and deal with these entrenched players in Panik. Not only the entrenched players, but also the mobile players that run around like Gotcha or Psychosis.
Now, going back to Aviator games. Big problem here, Benny. Actually, funny enough, you talked about how in that round, previous one, opening round was perfect, or the early round was perfect by Panik. The round prior, early game, was excellent by Outlast. This round here was not actually one that was decided by the early game. It was decided in the final push into sight, because Outlast, they spent a minute and a half, achieved quite literally nothing. Then they rotated and got 2 kills. It was a 5v3. And then when they try to execute onto the site, Fettuccini lands a 3K already after a couple kills grabbed by Panik. So this was a round that did not face this or abide by the same trend that we saw in rounds number 2 and 3. This is certainly one that has been unique so far. It's the same setup coming out from Panik. Yep, actually all 5 of the exact same operators. Maybe some changes on Outlast. I don't think so, though. So we'll see if Outlast decide to go for a main stairs take, but no, they're instead rotating over to master bedroom and trophy and statuary early on to start their execute here, and I think it's actually really good because they're not going to waste a minute and a half just banging their head against the wall. They're already starting out, and they know that this is the stronger side to take from.
So with that in play, though, the question is, can they get those 2 frags in the beginning? Well, not really beginning, but I guess in the mid round when they were beginning their execute. In that frag on Psychosis on red stairs and dealing with barring in 90 was the real propel that gave them a start there, though they could not really push farther because of how well Gotcha played both study and classical hallway. So we'll see what happens here, though. It looks like they're, droning downstairs, making sure no one's roaming on this side below, and nobody is from the side of Panik. They're all playing those same positions, though. At least Psychosis will be hit by that scan, so they know he's on those red stairs, and they'll ping Gotcha as well, who's playing far off on sites. And that question, with a minute gone, Outlast now has to push forward, kick in the gear, and deal with the same positions that they had last time.
Psychosis is yet to meet any pressure, but it's also yet to be the time when he died in round number 1, so things still have plenty of potential to follow the exact same sequence of events that we saw in that very first round. Athena is rotating down below, so it is already a little bit different, trying to counter any potential C4 like we saw from Gotcha in the very first round. None manifesting quite yet. In fact, Gotcha is not even on that first floor. There is one currently on the second, playing aggressively inside of 90. That is barring on the Jaeger, looking to aggress in case anybody pushes up a little bit too far. But Outlast, they're taking their time right now, and it might be to their detriment. Gotcha's able to make an impact on the very player who was sent to clear him out. Spotted on a drone, potentially he'll destroy it. They'll likely know there's somebody downstairs, especially after Athena falls. But you've taken down Fett. Benny, that was the big player who got a triple kill in round number 1. It's his only 3 kills so far, and they've denied him any more impact in this round.
Yeah, it was interesting to see him playing down below with Piano. Panik will take out Gotcha, who was down below roaming, and now Spud will take out Psychosis. Great free frag, great kills, great trades, dealing with the red stairs once again for Outlast, and they're trying to push us into execute. The only person who really stopped him was going to be Oasis with that incineration Mika launcher. So the incendiary grenades come out. They're trying to stop him pushing into sight. Barring looks like he wanted to get aggressive downstairs, but no, it's Oasis getting aggressive on this classical hallway.
Wow.
Takes one, pre-firing to see if anybody else is there, but he's going to back off. Panik gets killed by Barring, but Barring does get refired by Spud. So it's a 2v1 for Oasis in these dying seconds.
Surely not.
He's got to stop this push into sight, but does he have the intel to do so?
Benny, he has 9 Shamika grenades, but a lot of angles he has to deal with, so he can waste time, 15 seconds, surely, but does he know where these players are pushing from? And as you said, does he have that intel? One player is pushing in through Vault, but oh no, he's been spotted with the Zofia LMG, and well, it's not the Zofia, it's the Hibana, but it's still an easy pre-fire for either player to land. Outlast will even things up. 2 rounds for them, 2 rounds for Panik. It's neck and neck going into the final 2 rounds of this half.
Neck and neck indeed, and that was, again, I would say early round, but that beginning of the execute was so well done by Outlast. Gotcha was stewing chaos, though. He was playing that role well. He gets that first pick on Athena, who was pushing by himself inside of library. But they get rid of Fett. Fett playing smoke. I don't exactly know why he was downstairs, playing inside of Piano, but he was trying to play off maybe his teammates who were playing red stick. Because Psychosis was playing red. He was trying to play off his teammate and keep him covered. But unfortunately, he goes down. The cover goes down for Psychosis. Psychosis gets pinched on red stairs. He goes down as well, and they get rid of Gotcha as well. So they were in a 3v. It was a 4v2 at that point for Panik. It was up to Barring and Oasis to try and bring it back. Oasis getting aggressive in 90, gets a kill. He has to back up though. Barring gets a kill of his own, but he also gets refrag, putting it 2v1 for Oasis. And Oasis at that point doesn't have the necessary intel to win that fight. He had some Shumika launcher grenades left, but he doesn't know where to put them. Doesn't know where his last 2 players left, and they had pinged out where he was. And like you said before, easy pre-fire, finish out the round.
And that's one thing you have to admire from Outlast, because there was 15 seconds left. It is very easy to get ahead of yourself and just charge on in. But even though it was close, and it might have been very risky, they still time to use the active intel at their disposal and drone him out. They didn't get ahead of themselves. They didn't just charge on him and allow him, and by extension Barring, to clutch a 2v4, in this case a 1v2 for just Oasis. They spotted him. They knew where he was, and they did not get ahead of himself. And that's really admirable from Outlast, I have to say. You don't see a lot of teams in Challenger League often have that level of discipline. Maybe that comes from sticking together as a team, not changing things up. Of course, Outlast, by the way, you don't remember, we talked about this a lot. They were actually the only team to not make a roster change in the offseason, so that's always interesting. But anyway, going back here, I'm getting off on a tangent. Going back to Aviator Games, Panik obviously not winning it out. We'll try it again. They will make an adjustment. Gotcha, I believe, was on the Goyo last time. Now he will be on the Aruni this go around. You'll see Psychosis on the Mozzie, and now Fed as well, rotating from the smoke to the mute. So a lot less direct wasting of time in terms of utility. Still have the Tachanka as well, but a lot more for plant denial and people entering into the site. But also this go around, we see a change from Outlast. Not pushing Master Bedroom like they did prior. They are trying to push into this main stairs. They might get a kill on Oasis. Ooh. They put him down to low HP, but they stop him from wasting time on the bottom of main stairs. But Baring has had quite a few plays made on this main stairs. He will be taken down, but not after he gets one kill, and Panik move up 4-2.
So they know they changed up the set. They know they've lost that smoke maybe by droning. But really, now they're able to take control of main stairs. Jewel pushes up, so they finally take control of main stairs. They forced their way through, but at the cost of their teammates. The cost of 3 people they have control of main stairs. Now with that players, Jewel's elsewhere, Athena's off trying to get other kills. He does get Gotcha actually from below, which is big. So even it up ever so closer to making this happen. They have a minute and a half to work off of too. So with the drones left in their hands, they both have drones available to them, all 4 of them. So with intel in hand, can they figure out these players and make it happen? It seemed like too with the changes of Panik maybe we're trying to make it more difficult for Outlast to get that intel with the mute and the Mozzie. Question is, how much did it really help? Will it help them in this position? Because it probably was the 3v2. They have them at advantage. They should be able to at least close this out. We'll see.
Well, this is sort of the issue right now. Outlast, yeah, they're in the man advantage, and you might be thinking, oh, well, Oasis is low HP. They can certainly win this out, and they probably can't even it to a 2v2. But Fed is currently playing off of the contact with Oasis. If Oasis dies, he can swing out from Vault, and that's going to be a difficult gunfight to win if Athena or Jewel are pushing separately. Right now, they are opening up bars, so they are opening up another avenue to not only land a kill onto Oasis, but to push from. With 45 seconds left, time is slowly moving down. They have a little bit more to gather that intel to not get ahead of themselves. Again, another thing that is admirable from Outlast so far in this game. But they are slowly stalling out. They have to decide where they want to push from, and it seems if they push from this direction, from Study into Games or into Aviator, they're playing directly into the hands of Panik. Already Psychosis has snatched up one, reaped his soul, and it's Athena left to try and clutch this out. Oasis could find one kill onto the Tachanka, but look at Psychosis sitting inside of Aviator. He has an angle on Athena's position. One inside of Vault as well, prone. I believe that maneuver is called the totem pole. That kind of peak right there. And Athena ran directly into it, cartoon style. Panik have guaranteed themselves a 3-3 half. And that was an admirable attempt by Outlast. Again, they took their time, tried to get that intel, but despite all their attempts, they just played directly into Panik's setup.
Yeah, it was interesting too, the fact that so they drop the the Goyo, and they drop
the Goyo and the smoke, yeah,
and a Mozzie. They bring the mute and the Mozzie,
and the Rune,
and the Rune as well. So there was a lot more. There was intel denial, and they still had that some form of dealing with some of those throwables, dealing with some of those utility from the side of Outlast. And on top of that, Outlast's time, I guess they did drone. They figured out there was no smoke. There was only the Tachanka. So at that point, they try to push main stairs, and well, not only is main stairs difficult to push because of the shield, the burning utility, having the players just sitting on the landing, but on top of that, there was those holes inside of Games facing down towards main stairs, and that was the big thing. They use those grenades, try to push off Oasis, try to stop from playing that position, but even then, it still took 3 players from the side of Outlast to gain that control. It's really unfortunate they forced it so much.
But now going down here, they still have that intel denial to utilize, the mute and the Mozzie. It worked well for them last time. This was the second defensive round they won, playing off of that pulse, and really it was Gotcha getting that kill on Athena early on, and Panik able to run rough shot over Outlast's entire attack throughout that round. Similar setup here. We do have the Frost instead, but it's not gonna, I really don't think it's gonna matter all too much in the grand scheme of things. You do have the deployable shield, nice gun of the 9mm, the Frost traps as well, but it's still going to be a lot of the same strat with a lot of the same bells and whistles at what we saw from Panik, just in a different form than last time. The Mute, the Mozzie, and the Pulse are the 3 most important operators in this setup. They're all still present for Panik. For Outlast as well, they're already trying to rapidly clear out this second floor. They started to rotate down below last time, but you have Spud rotating over to Boar Window, Panik starting out in Study Door. They are trying to clear out this second floor as quickly as possible and acquire as much map control containing the defense as quickly as possible as well. Psychosis might be trying to get aggressive, but he can just stay here for the time being and wait for the attack to try to clear him out.
Yeah, Gosh last time was that menace that got the first pick in a down first team, but he's not playing that position. He's playing downstairs instead with Fett, playing this horizontal roam, and Outlast there's still, it looks like they're running into that issue with the intel. They're trying to, clear this top floor as fast as possible, but the mutant, the Mozzie makes it difficult at times. And Gotcha pushing up
There he
behind them.
is.
Is there anybody watching the flank? Is there any drones here from Outlast to know of Gotcha's position? Because Atheno is pushing in the rappel. Does Gotcha hear him? Atheno may think it's clear here, and Gotcha could be in a position, but no, the intel is there. Great shots from Atheno, pings out Gotcha perfectly, and they get that first pick for them.
That's very good showing by Atheno, because that's the kind of play that, well, I was going to say could, but it actually did throw Outlast's entire attack off guard last time. Gotcha able to make a similar play, though in a bit under different circumstances. But that right there is how you shut that down, and now they can actually make it above the site. Puts Fett down to 50 HP. Somebody check that man's moss. We might have a cheater in our midst. I'm just kidding. That was just a joke. But seriously, that was really lucky by Panik. Can you imagine if he got that kill? Because that's not just some random operator. That's one of your only C4s in the defense, because they've all quickly run out. 2 actively used. 1 will find the kill. That was the C4. So Panik, you had shot through the floor better. You could have saved your teammate. He will thankfully redeem himself, finds the kill, and retains the man advantage for Outlast. And all those C4s have been utilized. I believe 1 might be pre-placed right now, yet to be detonated, but every other form of denial has been utilized. Now Panik are all left to utilize what little intel they have left and winning these gunfights as Outlast move down to the first floor. And they have to do that all down a man. But it's been countered. Barring rotates out, he finds Atheno, and the smoke actually gives him cover to rotate back into Bicycle. He is on 1 HP, so this could be a very easy kill for Outlast to pick up as they move into the site. With 20 seconds left, there's still time for Barring to have an impact, despite that low HP.
Oh, he's gonna hide in some more. It looks like he has a way to escape through that, that closet window. He's gonna creep up red stairs. Perfect creep from Barring. Takes out Spudsack, trying to push Memorial. No man pushes their way through with that G8, trying to just pre-fire these members inside the kitchen, but Panik is now left alone. He's that by himself trying to find his kills, but it's time. Run out for the attackers, and Panik Gaming will take their last defense, making it a 4-2 half in their favor.
And right there, it really did seem like Outlast had it. Atheno Gotcha. Found him, rotating back up main stairs, takes him down. They get another kill moving into the site, and while Fett gets a C4 kill, Outlast retained that man advantage. But barring, Benny, he rotates out. The Mad Lad gets a kill with the shotgun, put down to 1 HP, and then he says, you know what? I'm open up a rotate with 45 seconds left in the round to rotate onto red stairs, and he gets a kill from it. Like, how can you not give the man the credit, or the lion's share of the credit for Panik's round win there?
I would agree with that too. It's a big thing too as well, the fact that kill, that Fett C4 was Jewel who was playing Hibana.
That is also true. That's a good point.
That could have been what's we need, because you saw at the end there, rather than opening up that wall, because they couldn't do it, they had to walk through, the laundry door and try and take fights with these members inside the kitchen, and there was no hard breach to try and push these players out or cut them off because they had no hard breaching left. So, unfortunately, time was against them, utility was against them, Barring was against them.
Can't account for that one.
Yeah, you can't account for Barring. Barring was just crazy that round. He played some wacky stuff there. And well, we go on to Outlast's defense. We go to the first defensive trophy statuary for it. Would you ever see trophy statuary from Panik?
We saw it once. We saw it in the second round, but Outlast won it, and from then on, they just defended Kitchen and Aviator. We saw it once, and they didn't go to it after that.
Oh, yeah, because they had that roam that did not go well for them that round. I remember
that was... Yeah. They got cleared out pretty quickly. By the way, Benny, fun fact.
No.
What? It's okay if you don't know. What do you think was Panik's record on attack against Fernie's Tacos in the game that they won? Remember, Panik won 7-4. Do you know what Panik's attacking record was? This is a rhetorical question, by the way. You actually don't need to answer, but you can if you want.
I actually don't know.
It was a 4-2 attacking half. Well, they lost the first round. Fernie's Tacos won the defense. Then Panik won every single attacking round after that. So, you might be thinking 4-2 half on the defense going into the attack. Ooh, okay, Panik might be looking a little shaky, but this was actually their stronger side against Fernie's Tacos previously. Now, of course, Outlast is doing a little bit better than Fernie's Tacos overall, but this still goes to show that Villa attack is by no means, in the precedent, a weak side for Panik Gaming, and is something you should be feared. Now with the Thatcher on the board as well, this was a comfort pick for Gotcha in Stage 2 on Villa when it was up, back when they were under the Orglist banner. This is certainly not an uncomfortable spot for Panik, and probably clearing out these roamers like Spud and Panik won't be too difficult, but if they've gone unread, all of my praise will be for naught.
Well, let's see. There's 2 players downstairs. Looks like Psychosis and Fett are down below. Maybe they try and cut them off if they go back up those astral stairs. But the big thing is, they use the X-Cows to open up a small hole at the bottom of that tri-wall, which should cut off any rotations between, Trophy and Statuary from the side of Astro. So off of that first step, take control mastered now. Question is what Panic will go off first. They still have to deal with these roamers. Are they going to actually actively deal with them, or are they going to try to just cut them off and wait for the rotate later on? As Panic looks like they have the intel, Barring is looking, and so is Psychosis. They're looking through, trying to find anything here for them. And well, upstairs as well, what are the players from Panic doing upstairs? The free fires come out as Fett will get the first kill onto Jewel, starting us off big. Oasis for his own though. He's getting, and Nomad getting kills left and right. He takes it on Atheno, and Panic win the round. If Gotcha and Psychosis finishing off the last players downstairs.
I simply do not know what happened in that round.
It looks like Nomad went on a tear upstairs, but he also killed his teammate.
If we had an observer commanded by artificial intelligence, I don't think they could have got what happened in that round. There was just
no way.
So much happened in like 5 seconds. Fed got the opening pick. I was like, okay, the action's picking up, and then
Nomad goes off.
Nomad went off.
He killed 2 people with his teammate.
Yeah, Nomad killed 2 people and his teammate, then died, put Spud in a 1v2, and Psycho was just like, okay, and then killed him. It's so funny because we were watching Psychosis, and he did eventually kill Spud pretty quickly after we started watching him. It just so happens that in approximately 1.5 seconds, every other person in the lobby died. That's just one of those rounds.
Those are rounds that's literally impossible.
You just shrug and you're like, okay. I mean, we saw what they were setting up. We saw Gotcha and the rest of the team opening up that bedroom wall, moving into bathroom. I imagine that was just a situation where everyone took a gunfight at the same time, and it happened the way it happened. It happened to fall in the favor of Panic, and then Spud got cleared out down below. We can't speak too much beyond that, though. Can't speak too much beyond that.
This is why I wish we had some kind of like second observer we could have, because that would have been great to see Nomad's view on that, where he just kills, he just downs, just murders people, murders his teammate, goes on a rampage.
Or just some help in general, just like maybe God at that point, just to like show us what happened, be like, hey, this is how the round went. But no, we don't.
You don't know. Nomad's probably mad now that nobody saw it on our screen.
Hey, I imagine that was probably one of the better clips we've had in Stage 3 so far. A double kill and a team kill? That's free content right there.
That is free content that we will never see. Nomad, you gotta show us on Twitter, man.
You need to see that. I need to see that clip on Twitter after this game.
All right, well, we're going downstairs this time. We're going to that kitchen dining defense for Outlast, but so far, Panic Gaming, like you said before, crazy on this attack. And yes, you know, if there's a roam upstairs, screw the roam, just walk into sight. Psychosis walks in, kills Jewel, and that's gonna put a lot of chaos and confusion in Outlast's midst.
He won't rotate out immediately, not playing for that second kill. I think that's a good attempt. As we saw, he turned around. Panic Gaming, we're still playing catch-up with Psychosis at that moment. If he continued pushing, he would have been alone and, in all likelihood, traded out. He might have about 100 bullets, but with 3 people all probably looking in his direction, smart call to get that kill and then rotate back out. And now with the Hibana as well, they've opened up that hole at the top of Pantry Stairs. He can just watch this. Look left, look right, look wherever he damn well pleases, and he can probably find a kill just waiting for someone to get aggressive and peek. Panic Gaming as well on the back of Psychosis, carving a path to the site. Also now have a hell of a lot of control, but they don't have control upstairs, and that's the important part. Spud is holding Master Bedroom, and Master Bedroom on Villa is basically like the spice in Dune. Whoever controls it controls the fate of the universe, or in this case, this round. If Spud is able to sit inside of here and Panic can't clear him out effectively, this is going to be the playmaker and the defining player and area in this round.
The spoiler.
No, that's just like the plot of Dune, man.
I don't know the plot of Dune, but Athena gets a kill and Gotcha. Fett goes down upside, and yeah, again, like you said, this top floor, this master bedroom control is huge for these teams, and Outlast seem to have full control of it still. While they're walking, Panic Game have walked in. Down goes Panic. Down goes another. Nope, it's Spudnik. Sack has gotten that kill on Oasis and refrag, so master control is still in the hands of Outlast. It's all up to Psychosis now in a 1v3 because, you know, Fett's down outside of bedroom, can't be picked up. The Fuse is also outside. So at this point, has to be kills, but Spudsack can get that kill as well. Is that a 3K for Spudsack?
I believe it was. Either way, saw the way it was going early on, and I thought, oh, we might see a rush. Psychosis gets the kill, rotates out. It's like, oh, we're not seeing a rush. He saw a moment, took his shot. Now Panic Gaming going to build on top of that. And that was really good. You got a kill on the site early on a mute as well. Important operator with that C4 if Outlast are trying to play from below and use that verticality to their advantage. Great first pick by Psychosis. It was just everything that happened after that left a little bit to be desired, because you had players like Fett rotating up, trying to get intel on the players upstairs or trying to make a play outside the window. He gets cut down by, I believe that was Atheno. Might be wrong. but I believe it was. Spud sack, then knowing that, okay, they have to start rotating upstairs at this point. They don't have the man count. If they want to just flood the site, they don't have it at their disposal. They know we're going to be playing these vertical angles. They have to push. I'll just try to contest bedroom. I'll try to hold it off. And every time Panik sent somebody up there to try to make it work, they either were cut down, got a kill, or immediately cut down after that. And as you said, Spudsack got a 3K in that round. Extremely good impact by the sub, who, by the way, is top fragging so far for Outlast. So if you're looking for any kind of debut to show up today, Spud, this was the day. You chose well.
Well, Outlast still have quite a trek to go. Not quite a trek, but they've got a little bit to go if they want to catch up to Panik Gaming and maybe win this out in regulation. So we go on to our next defensive statuary trophy. Once again, we're there. This round went down really quickly. Well, I don't know what happened even. All we know is that Nomad had a 2K, killed his teammate, and everyone else died as well. The opening pick from Fett, I guess, was Fett's opening pick there on Jewel was kind of the starter, I guess.
Now, Benny, we do know one thing.
Oh yeah.
Psychosis did kill Spudsack to end the round. We know that.
You say his debut, but that's not a good debut to see if he killed.
Yeah, but there was a round after that was kind of important. You might not have seen, but he killed 3 people. Kind of defined the round in many aspects.
I was blind.
Oh, well, see, this is... do you guys see what I'm dealing with right now? See what's going on here? Fraudulent.
Be my eyes for me. I can't. I wear glasses. They're actually dark glasses. I actually don't see anything.
Yeah. My vision is actually quite good, so I will tell you what's happening. It's trophy statuary attack, as despite your poor vision, you did manage to point out, Benny. And right now, they're not pushing from study side or aviator games like we normally see teams do. They're going for a direct right now, which might very well be what they were going for last time. I believe we actually did see players pushing up into bathroom, pushing into bedroom, and also pushing down below. So this is about the same attack we saw from Panik previously, and Barring is in this exact same position, trying to deal with the players down below on that first floor. There's not as concentrated a hold. Actually, take back what I said. There are still 2 players from Outlast playing down below inside of Library. These were actually the final 2 kills, or one of the final 2 kills of the round. And Panik actually weren't all that successful, but right now Barring is just creeping forward. He knows they're downstairs. He might just make a play up Astro and try to flood once again, but no, he'll instead rotate, peek back over to Library, and wait to decide what kind of play is the call for his team.
I think those roamers are trying to return back to site, knowing that the play is going to be mainly this Astro, this bathroom side. So they're returning back towards, because they know they can play red stairs, they can play the other area. Though there is one still roamer, it's going to be the Jaeger of Spudsack looking for a kill. He does get spotted. A little feet picks up, but he looks like he's going to re-peek. No, he does no. Wait, he doesn't hit the shot from Barring behind him. He gets picked off by Barring, and now at that point they have that bottom floor, so then they can focus on. Oh, it was Trywall pushing bathroom, pushing into Astro. But these holes are only at the bottom because of the impact tricks. They can only open the bottom of that tri-wall. It makes it a bit difficult to walk in.
Yeah, this is what's important. If Panik were able to win the round by some chaotic means in the previous attempt, now they have all this control, a man advantage, still with 5 members on the board, though Gotcha maybe pushes in a little bit too quickly. Ooh. They still hold it with a 2-man lead. Jewel will finally have something to say. Nomad puts a low HP. He knows they're about to start pushing Astro. He will peek on over, but Nomad peeks on out. He's taken down. It's all left up to Jewel. He puts 1 to low HP. Oasis has to rotate out. Barring immediately takes his head off. Panik have achieved match point. Now, Outlast, all they can hope for is overtime to try to get 2 points for their team.
What a round that was, and again, it seems like Outlast this time had a better grip on what was happening. So they had rotate some players back upstairs. They left only Spud by himself on that bottom floor, but you saw Spud not quite aware of Barring pushing into the living room. He gets cut off to his right, gets blindsided, unfortunately. And at that point, it was then Panik to focus on pushing in through Astro, pushing out these players, and they were able to. They get that first pick on the player in Astro. Gotcha walks in, not aware they killed that player in Astro. He walks in, not aware of what was going on, gets cut off by the rotate, and then at that point, it was then Fett getting a good pick from that bedroom door into Trophy. And just trades back and forth. Jewel getting a pick here and there, but pushing up Astro, starts pushing back. They take control Astro. Unfortunately, Nomad, I think Nomad wasn't really aware what was happening. Walks into Astro, gets picked off. Not really aware of how much control Panik had at that point, and Jewel left in now a 1v2 or 1v3 at that point, I think it was. He's just trying to fight off all these members walking his way.
It was extremely difficult for Outlast once they entered that 5v3. They always seemed to be able to get 1 kill, but there was a member of Panik standing close by to bring it back, or I guess not even bring it back, just to continue their dominance in the man advantage every time Outlast tried to get a breath of fresh air. It's been Trophy and Kitchen, the 2 sites defended by Outlast so far, and for what could be their final round. They'll try their attempt on a completely new site for them. They have not defended Aviator Games yet. We'll see if they take this with a similar strategy. I don't actually believe, Benny, they will have anybody directly down below inside of Library. They do have somebody down below. It was Spud, who is now rotating up. They're just taking this laterally, horizontally, placing focus on main stairs, holding it from above. Some focus inside of 90, maybe in Trophy Statuary early on. You have actually somebody down below right now, but they're not trying to get too crazy with this. Opening up options to rotate later, but still right now just holding on to that top floor.
Hey, we see the Echo shotgun. That's coming more and more common.
Oh, that's true. I actually didn't even realize he had the shotgun.
Yeah, I still am open for the floor, but that shotgun, it's like, hey, we're seeing it more and more because the Barry 9 is decent,
Pretty good.
Viable now. It is pretty good. It is pretty good now. So it is viable to bring shotgun Echo. So we'll see how well it works here. As they look like Panik Gaming are trying to push up those main stairs. We saw from Outlast it cost them quite a few members. Will it cost Panik Gaming the same? Already start Jewel with the first pick with that C4. Psychosis goes down. Fit as well from Nomad with that Bearing 9. We already see that Bearing 9 in action. And so far, Panik Gaming are suffering the same losses pushing up those main stairs.
That's an excellent read by Outlast. If not a read, maybe just lucky, but I like to think that was a read because Panik this entire time have been playing off the Yana pretty well. Barring will send it in, and Psychosis will usually be directly behind him on that Yana clone. Once they destroyed the clone, they knew that Psychosis was not far behind. Throw that C4, managed to take him down. Ooh. Excellent play. Excellent shot by Spud as well. Nails gotcha to a post, and now it's a 2v5. Minute 38 seconds left. There's plenty of time to gather intel. They do have 6 drones on the field. Oasis is losing one. Actually, they're both losing one, but they still have one to utilize, but it's just not happening right now. They might have 2 drones, but they don't have intel on Spud's position. Despite that, Barring manages to make his way into sight. He's cut down by Jewel, and Oasis has to play a game of catch-up. He's down Spud inside of 90, but it's an effective 1v3 on the site. One rotates into Study. It's the very one who takes him down. Outlast, despite their first attempt of Aviator Games, managed to come away with it. Now they have to win 2 rounds in a row, one of which likely on a site they have not won yet.
Yeah, it's not looking great for Outlast, but still great round from them. And yeah, they read exactly what they tried to do themselves. Walk up those main stairs, take control early, and really Outlast were able to throw C4s, Bearing 9 as well, down those members, and then quickly rotate back in the site. You saw them late reinforcing to stop that push from Panik and make it difficult for them understanding and adapting to what Panik was doing. And really at that point, it was just pick after pick from Outlast. They knew the positions of these players. You saw the Yokai inside of Study that were calling up positions of Gotcha, who got fried by Spud. Great job on Dome. Though Bar was allowed to walk in, it still was a refrag by Jewel because he was playing that position well inside of Bar. So still, players a little slack there from Outlast, but they were able to refrag, able to keep it going and keep their dominance up that round. So we go back to Kitchen and Dining, which has been worrisome for them so far.
Worrisome for Panik in particular. For Outlast, this is the one other site they've won. They've only defended it one time, but it was around where Spud got a 3K. They had upstairs on lockdown, and even though they lost Jewel early on to Psychosis pushing on in, again, they kept that upstairs on lock. Panik were not able to gain momentum on that roam clear, and the round certainly did not go in their favor from any point after they got that opening pick. By the way, just to note, we're talking about Psychosis. He was one of the big players we were hyping up. Benny, I even asked you, do you think if Psychosis continues with the trend he's shown in the past couple games of Challenger League, that Outlast have a chance in this game? Psychosis is currently 4-6. While Barring is showing up in the entry, that player who has seemed to make things work on the execute in the late round for Panik is not having nearly the type of game that he has been having the past couple days. Certainly Barring is doing the work, and they are on match point. But if they're trying to make plays like that, and they're still revolving around that playstyle, could that be the reason and the way Outlast managed to find something or some momentum in this game?
It's interesting because I've seen Psychosis get those first picks and get some of the entries needed, but yeah, I'd say those late game, those late executes, we see those plays from Psychosis in previous games where he's able to get so much done in those late games. This hasn't been happening, unfortunately, but at least he's trying to get some first picks. At least he's making that role happen as that entry, at least. So it's not been totally hopeful or hopeless for Psychosis, but still, let's see what happens here as we start off again. Psychosis playing that pantry stairs, looking for a kill. Not funny, but yet looks like Outlast are still definitely aware this time, not getting picked off by someone walking up pantry stairs early in the round. And the question is, well, is Panik Gaming going to try and put more effort into taking control of the top floor? Because last time, like you said, Spud was playing great on the top floor, getting a 3K, denying that master control so very well. So this time we need to either see Panik push quicker into sight or deal with that master control and push those players on top floor off.
Right now they have plenty of control downstairs, but as you said, they need to push up to master if they want to try and have a more well-rounded execute. It's barring right now, instead of Fettuccine to be the first to make that play. Whatever happened, Oasis, I thought he was actually going to die there, but Nomad appeared to get aggressive with the M1014. But he only puts Oasis down to 1 HP, and it's Oasis to not only take down the Pulse, a C4, but Spud, the Sultan of Master Bedroom, he's taken off the board. Panik has to try to make a play and bring this round back as 3 members of Outlast fall to low HP. This is the moment that Outlast have to bring that forward. They've taken out Psychosis, not even one of the members on low HP, but Panik are still running away with this round. Atheno and Panik, the only 2 left. One peering down in a Memorial, the other with the second kill for his team so far. He's taken down Oasis, he's rotating in a Memorial, but it's now pretty one-sided. Panik also needs to make a play, either make it more well-rounded or support his team. The plant goes down. 2 members on low HP. Can certainly get one before there's even a chance of it being traded out. He doesn't have the intel, but now as the shots rain out, flying, careening over his head, he knows one is on Tetris. With the bomb on the floor, he knows one is sitting on the diffuser, but where's Panik in the situation? What is he doing to help Atheno? He's rotated down up pantry stairs, but no member of Panik is giving any gunfight to any of the remaining members of Outlast. One will shoot all the way from pantry stairs. It's barring to ring it out. A 1v3, Atheno to try to save the game for his team. He spots Gasha, puts him even lower than he was before, but it's barring to round it out. A second 7-4 in a row today. Panik the victors in this one.
One around there. Well, we were scared about that top floor, but the grenade did the work there. On top of getting the first pick as well for Panik, they really round that well off, and they didn't really need to take control off. They need that vertical play. As long as they contested it and stopped Outlast from having that vertical play, they will make it happen, get that plant off. And it was still a very sticky situation. There still were kills going back and forth. It almost seemed bad because there was some angles onto the people in